I just don't know what to say after that result for Manchester United. That was an absolute awful, awful result. It's almost as bad as losing when you draw these games that you should be beating at home. We've had one against Stoke only a few weeks ago, and it's now leaving Manchester United in a real bleak position. In well, to even challenge for the Premier League title is looking almost impossible now. It has left us so far off the pace with a lot of the other teams picking up points around us, and we're now down to eighth position. It is really, really poor. We've absolutely dominated the shit out of that game, even though Clattenburg has made an error with sending Ander Herrera off when he slipped. Even if he hadn't been sent off, we probably still wouldn't have won the game because we were pushing and pushing even after Ander Herrera got sent off. We There was about 5 or so minute spell where we struggled to create anything after he'd got sent off, but them last few minutes we were still creating chances. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was at fault for missing an absolute sitter in the last couple of minutes, but we should have won this game 3 or 4-0. It is really disappointing. And I said before in the preview that we've got to get an early goal in that first 20 to 25 minutes. You really need to score a first half goal, at least that's the bare minimum, which we done against Leicester City at home, and it opens the game up, and we didn't get that. But them players on the pitch should have been good enough to beat this team. They have defended magnificently well. The two centre halves and the goalkeeper have been absolutely fantastic today, but we should have put some shots away. We should have put shots on target that shouldn't be getting beaten, but that should be beaten by the goalkeeper that he shouldn't be saving. You know, it is really, really frustrating. We've had so many corners in this game, but it's leaving our chances of qualifying for the Champions League in jeopardy because we're just getting further and further behind the teams at the top, with the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham picking up valuable points every week. It is Liverpool and Arsenal keep winning. It has made it really, really difficult now, and maybe our best chance of qualifying for the Champions League again is probably going to come through the Europa League, which is really disappointing. But even that is so hard because you've got so many good quality teams in it. But the league for me is out of the question now unless we go on one hell of a run and win about 8 or 9 Premier League games on the trot, which just isn't going to happen. It's really frustrating. We've got Swansea up next, which is going to probably be a similar game, although it is away. You would expect a lot of back to the wall stuff from them, but so disappointed with this. It's just so frustrating when you hammer and hammer a team and they just defend. If we'd just scored one goal at any moment in this game, we would have won the game. They never ever look like winning it, and I hate watching teams that literally park the bus this bad. You know, we got criticised for it against Liverpool, but we didn't. We put a professional performance in, and we had a lot more play, certainly in the first half against Liverpool in their final third. This for me is completely what sums up the word park the bus. I'm not taking anything away from Burnley. They had to do it. They haven't got the squad and the players to come to Old Trafford and play expansive football and go for it and get beaten 3 or 4-0. But under Sir Alex Ferguson, we would always find a way of getting something from these games, a late goal or something, and you have to break these teams down. So many times under Fergie, these sort of teams come to Old Trafford and we would break them down eventually, and we haven't done that today. It's so disappointing. I'm not too sure where we go from here because we've got to get a run together, and there's no easy games in the Premier League. We've had some hard games admittedly lately, but this on paper had to be a Manchester United win. It couldn't be anything less, and a draw, even when we went down to 10 men, I was still going to be really, really disappointed if we come out of here with a draw. And I still thought that we had it in us to be the more offensive side, and we were the offensive side when Herrera got sent off. Maybe we could have had a penalty or a free kick in the first half from Darmian foul, but you can't be relying on that against Burnley. You should be putting chances away and killing these teams. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Where do you think this leaves us in the race for that top four? Do you think we've had it in the race for certainly in the race for the Premier League? I feel that the Premier League is done and dusted now. People were saying before we were only 6 points behind, but we're not getting a consistent run of wins together at all, are we? We're not getting 3 or 4 victories on the spin. I think the best we had was about 3 victories at the start of the season. And since then, we haven't been doing that. We've not got more than 1 win under our belt on the spin. You've got to get at least 3 or 4, 5 on the trot, and we're just not doing that. So we're just nowhere near consistent enough. But do you feel that the race for top 4 is actually in jeopardy? because it is looking that way at the moment. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.